Hey YouTube, this is Alexander, and today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Moto X. Yes, the Moto X, not the Moto X Plus 1 or the Moto X anything else involving the name 1. It's just the Moto X second generation, so let's go ahead and get started. So just continuing on real briefly about that one name, I'm really glad that Motorola didn't follow in the footsteps of many other OEMs and also throw the name 1 into their device. It just makes it all that much better. I feel like it's being overused, but I digress. Anyway, so the Moto X second generation features a curved metal frame, which is really nice. That's some nice hardware there. A 5.2-inch 1080p AMOLED HD display with Gorilla Glass 3. If you guys remember, the Moto X last year had a 4.7-inch 720p display, so this is a nice increase in resolution and screen size for any of you who enjoy that. It's also going to be customizable via Moto Maker, which I'll talk about in a second. You've got over 25 different colorful back finishes. You can customize a little accent on the back of the dimple. You can customize the speaker accents, which are on the front, and I'll get to. You have wood grains and leathers. It's going to be exclusive to AT&T and Verizon right now, unfortunately, but hopefully that will be lifted soon and it'll be available for Sprint as well. And you can also get this guy on T-Mobile via Moto Maker, although you do have to get the device unlocked, as there are no plans or word on whether or not T-Mobile is actually going to carry this device in store. So unlocked is the way to go if you're on T-Mobile. Now the camera is a 13 megapixel camera with 4K video capture and a 2 megapixel front-facing camera. It'll be interesting to see if this camera is any better or significantly better than last year's Moto X, because Moto X's camera last year wasn't great at all, and it had a software update to help it, but I feel like it just didn't do that great anyway, and that's pretty much the consensus for the Moto X last year, is just the camera was the biggest flaw. So hopefully this is a better camera, but I guess time will tell. It's still got the water repellent, it's front-facing speakers, which are cool, although they probably won't be any boom sound like on the HTC One. Android 4.4 is nice, probably with an expected upgrade real soon to Android L. You can actually program your own voice prompt, which is really cool. So instead of having to say, okay Google, to wake up Google search, you can say, what's up my Moto, or something like that, and it'll go ahead and wake it up. It's got a slightly bigger battery at 2300 milliamps, although it's not that much bigger, and it's got a Snapdragon 801, which is the current generation processor, clocked at 2.5 gigahertz, which is really nice because we see that they didn't really skimp on the processor this year. All of this will be $99 on contract, because other OEMs put their devices, their flagships, at $200, so this guy is $100 less, but you're still getting a really nice package here. And if you want to go the unlocked route, maybe you're on T-Mobile and you want to customize it, you want to get it on T-Mobile, or you just like buying unlocked devices, no contract, it's only $499, which is also great, because other flagships like maybe the Galaxy S5, the HTC One, iPhone, any other flagships are all going to be about $600+ for an unlocked phone. Now the Nexus 5 and the OnePlus One are exceptions, because those are still really great, affordable flagships, but some of the other flagships aren't really. So this is really nice to see a $499 off contract price. So once EvLeaks released the leaked image of the Moto X, at that time known as the Moto X Plus 1, I was actually kind of disappointed. I just didn't really see much in the device's design from those images. It didn't really look that nice to me. And now though, seeing it actually being unveiled and in different videos and all of that, I actually am kind of impressed with the way it looks. It looks really nice. To me though, the dimple looks a bit too big and kind of weird and awkward. Unlike the first Moto X, where it looked kind of nice and small, this one seems kind of bigger. But I actually haven't held or used a device, so I don't want to say too much about the way it looks or feels, but I just gotta say it looks better in video than it does in that image from EvLeaks, so I'm actually kind of a little bit more optimistic about the way it looks, considering I've seen it a little bit more now. Now, Moto Maker being moved to China, that'll be interesting, because they are expecting to still get Moto X's that have been customized through Moto Maker to consumers in the US in under a week. So it'll be interesting to see how that'll play out and whether or not they can actually meet their goal, but I'm definitely rooting for them. I hope that they can get these devices out here quickly, because that would be great for the consumer. But it was a little unfortunate they had to close the plant here in Texas, US, to move it over to China. So something that I've actually seen be kind of debated among the internet fans of the Moto X would be the battery size. So the screen and resolution got a big bump, but the battery didn't so much. And so some people are saying that it's going to be kind of miserable in the battery life department, but I'm kind of optimistic about it because the 801 is supposed to be power efficient. Moto is, as we've seen, good with optimizing their devices, and they've also announced the turbocharger, which is going to charge your phone for 15 minutes but give you an extra 8 hours of usage, which is awesome. That's a great accessory, something that I feel like should be available for all devices, considering how terrible battery life is these days on most devices. And it's also going to probably be getting Android L soon, which has Project Volta built in to help with battery consumption. So I really would be kind of optimistic about the battery because of these factors. Now sure, the battery could be terrible on the Moto X, but I'm just not leaning that way. I feel like it's going to be a pretty good battery for the features that it's actually going to have. It's also got a pretty cool feature in the camera department where if you're about to take a photo, it may actually take a few photos, and then once you snap the photo, you've got that picture, and then it'll also take a couple of pictures after you've actually snapped the photo. So this way you're taking only one photo, but you're getting a couple in return, maybe 5 or so, and then it'll go ahead and sort through all these photos and provide you with what it thinks to be the best one, and you can choose which one you like the best. But that seems like a pretty good feature in case there are things that are moving fast around in the scene you're trying to shoot, or if it's low light, since that can also be a tough situation to get a photo, but that's actually a pretty cool feature. They also showed off a really cool feature where you can actually post and interact with third-party apps using the built-in voice search functionality. So for example, you can post to Facebook, you can send a message through WhatsApp, or you can pause a YouTube video from the voice search itself. So I think that's a really cool idea, and it's a really nice implementation because sometimes when you want to send a message, you might not want to use the standard text messaging app, but you want to use another app. So it's really nice to have that voice integration with third-party apps built in like that. It's also got a really awesome feature where if you've sort of set up your sleep mode on your Moto X and you say good night or good morning, it'll go ahead and put it into sleep mode or take it out of sleep mode, which is a really cool feature, and it just seems really handy for quickly taking your phone out of sleep mode or putting it into sleep mode. Active Display has been renamed to Moto Display, Touchless Control has been renamed to Moto Voice, and they've kept Moto Assist and sort of introduced Moto Actions, which are basically hand gestures that are going to allow you to silence calls, snooze alarms, check your notifications, all by the wave of your hand. So it's actually got a couple IR blasters in front of the phone to allow you to activate these features, which is pretty cool. Now it's pretty much like Samsung's features on their S line, where if you wave your hand over the device, you can answer a call or reject a call or swipe to a next photo or the previous photo. And you might be saying it's a gimmick, but if there are any of you who use this, I'm sure it's a really nice feature that Motorola has added to the Moto X. And if you don't use it, well, it's there for you if you want to anyway, if you want to try it out. So I really applaud them for adding in more features like this because it seems like it'd be a cool idea in case you ever want to use it. And they've also got highlights in the gallery, which is basically like HTC Zoe, or if you're familiar with the Google Plus Stories, it'll basically compile photos and videos and your location to give you a nice little highlight reel of everything that you were doing on that trip, for example. So it's a nice little addition to the stock gallery app. But anyway, that's going to pretty much end the video. That was my thoughts on the Moto X. Let me know what you guys think with the comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button in case you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe down there for more videos. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.